Trauma's a sneaky little bastard. It's kind of like glitter. It gets everywhere, and no matter how hard you try to clean it up, it keeps showing up in the most unexpected places for years. Now you think you've moved on, and then boom, some random trigger knocks you sideways, and suddenly you're deep in an emotional meltdown over something that seems totally unrelated. Sound familiar? Stick with me, because we're going to talk about the really annoying ways trauma is showing up in your life and what you can do about it. I'm RC. I'm kind of a nerd for neuroscience, and after figuring out how to overcome some serious traumas, like multiple essays and attempted murder, I have made it my mission to help other women do it too. Now, that's why I created Survivor School, because I get it, trauma sucks, but healing doesn't have to. So today, we're going to go over the sneaky ways trauma is glitter bombing your life and how you can finally get rid of it. But before I break it all down, let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself exhausted, overwhelmed, in chronic pain and feeling completely lonely and misunderstood, but somehow wired and multitasking 17 things and strategizing your next big goals with a 37-step color-coded plan armed with sticky notes and highlighters, but also feeling like you'll never get your shit together? Yeah, me neither. I was just asking for a friend. Just kidding. That was my exact life for 37 years, and it was exhausting, trying to do all the things and push through the pain and feeling like no one gets it. It was like a curse I couldn't seem to shake. And if this is you too, I'm glad you're here because we're going to go over all the ways that trauma might be glitter bombing your life too. Okay. So part one, this is all the trauma symptoms you didn't even know were trauma. We all know trauma can cause flashbacks and anxiety, intrusive thoughts, and other mental health conditions. But let's talk about the sneaky symptoms that no one tells you about. First off, chronic fatigue. If you always feel drained, even after resting, your nervous system might be stuck in survival mode. And then we've got brain fog. Trauma hijacks your brain's resources and your ability to focus. Do you struggle with chronic pain or chronic illness? Well, unresolved trauma literally lives in your body, causing tension, headaches, digestive issues, and a whole slew of other physical pain. Are you constantly overfunctioning or burning out? If you feel like you have to do everything perfectly or you're constantly trying to prove your worth, that's actually a survival response. Maybe you get emotional whiplash. One minute you're fine and the next a minor inconvenience has you spiraling. A huge sign of this is crying a lot over seemingly nothing, but then trying to justify it to ourselves by calling it hormones or looking for the things in our life that make us sad. Maybe you're struggling with relationships and boundaries. You either let everyone walk all over you or you push people away before they get too close. Are you feeling lonely even if you have people around you? Maybe you have a ton of people around you, but you still feel disconnected. Another way that trauma shows up, clutter and disorganization. Things pile up around the house and you can't seem to get motivated to clean up or stay on top of things, or you easily misplace things. Are you perpetually late? Do you lose track of time or underestimate the time it really takes to do things like getting ready? Here's another big one. Financial insecurity. Does it always feel like you are one small disaster away from complete financial ruin and that financial education is for other people? Like you're too broke to even learn how to manage your money? These are just a few of the ways that trauma shows up. There are literally hundreds of other physical, emotional, psychological, financial, and relational effects of trauma. And there is no way that I can break them all down in one video. But these are all examples of ways that trauma infiltrates our lives, like glitter. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Now, here's the problem. If you didn't know that these issues are all caused by trauma, then you might also be trying to fix them the wrong way, which might actually be making things worse and why it feels like your life is spiraling out of control. For example, maybe you're drinking 5 cups of coffee to push through the exhaustion every day, and the caffeine overload is creating a cortisol surge in your body, which is actually causing more exhaustion and then activating your immune response, spiking your blood sugar and then causing digestive issues and sleep problems and leading you into burnout. Or maybe you're trying every productivity hack for your focus issues, but then it feels like you spend all of your time trying to do the focus hacks that you never have any time to get real work done. And you can't even stick with your new focus habits for more than 2 days. So then you think that you have a discipline problem. So then you start all over again, trying to build discipline. And then you shame yourself for not making it past day 3 on your discipline challenge. One of my personal favorites is rage cleaning your closet, fully intending to purge and organize everything. But then you burn out at midnight and shove everything off of your bed onto the floor so you can sleep. But then the piles stay there for weeks. Any of these sound like you. And if you keep treating the symptoms without addressing the root cause, trauma, you're basically trying to clean up glitter with a glitter glue stick. It's not your fault. It's your survival brain doing what it needs to do to keep you safe and alive, even though it's making you miserable in the process. So How do we start cleaning up the glitter, aka healing? We do this by recognizing the patterns. Awareness is the first step. Once you see that many of these things that you think are shortcomings are actually a trauma response, then you can stop shaming yourself. The next step is learning to work with your nervous system, not against it. And when you do this, you finally start to feel free and like you're no longer fighting against everything. Everything just becomes so much easier. I know this might feel overwhelming, but here's the thing. You're not broken. Your survival brain is just stuck in a loop right now, and you're not alone. A huge part of healing is your support system, someone who can help guide you when we lose sight of things. And that's what we do here at Survivor School. We've been there and we've navigated this storm, and we're here to help. Healing isn't about trying to control everything that's happening in your life. It's about regaining control of your survival brain and learning to work with it instead of against it. If you're ready to learn how trauma is affecting your brain and what you're probably doing that's keeping you stuck and how to finally break free, I've got something really cool for you. I created a 3-part training that covers exactly this: how trauma affects your brain, the hidden mistakes that are stopping people from healing, and how we can help you actually fix it. So if you're ready to finally stop trauma from glitter bombing your life, click the link in the description. Check out the free training. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.